the film and the TV industry in the UK can lay claim to putting some of the most iconic characters seen on the screen. Harry Potter, Bridget Jones, Doctor Who, of course, on TV. But they've all got one thing in common. All of them have been played by white actors. So, fed up by the lack of diversity, a group of teenagers have created these posters. They say that if the images surprise you, it's because there aren't enough black actors in leading roles. Shiden, Tekle and Francis-Cornibert created the images. They're here with us this morning. Thank you both very much indeed for coming in. It's really kind of you. You're shining a light on something here, aren't you, Olivia? Really, that's what the whole campaign was about doing.
Yeah, like the aim of the campaign is not to replace white actors or to insert black actors to fit a quota, and not to use them as tokens either. It's raising awareness about the lack of black narratives in British film and TV at the moment, and the need to facilitate the space for black creatives, writers, directors, actors to capture and share like an authentic black storyline or narrative.
So Shiden, who had the idea for the posters?
I feel like it just came collectively from all our different experiences and all our intakes from lack of representation of media and all the different things that affect black people in the media, but specifically I guess we just all came together and thought of creating posters, putting them on the internet, and then Special Patrol Group took our posters and put them in Brixton.
Yeah, that's right. So that was done kind of because you've graduated from your course, is that right?
Yeah.
The Advocacy Academy.
Right, the Advocacy Academy, and this other group thought it was such a great idea with the posters that they took them as a kind of surprise to you to say congratulations on graduating and put them on bus shelters and places.
Yeah.
What sort of reaction have you had?
It's been good on both sides, I feel. It's been really positive. Everyone's saying well done on the campaign. We've had support from people like Diane Abbott, Lenny Henry, and a lot of famous people, but there's been some backlash, and like Liv was saying, that we don't want people to think that it's just about replacing white actors for black actors. It's just more allowing them to just articulate their experiences and just add a whole narrative.
There was a couple of years ago at the Oscars, there was the big thing about there not being any black ethnic people, who were nominated for the main categories for Best Director and things like that. That now has changed a bit, hasn't it? And are you enthused or reassured when you see things like, the Marvel film that came out, Black Panther, which is just
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it had a phenomenal response, didn't it, as well?
Of course. I think it's a key. It shows you what is there. Like, I think when it's your experience to not see yourself in just leading roles and also to only see yourself in stock roles, I think subconsciously that's very damaging, and I think quite violent actually. And I think that's why Black Panther's had such a amazing response, because I guess for like a black kid seeing a superhero and seeing a whole film that portrays Africa in like an amazing light, that's really, I can't describe. Like, I've seen it twice. I went to go see it twice, and
because you enjoyed it.
Yeah, literally, and I was like glued to the screen the whole time. And I think it's so important that that the UK doesn't, kind of stand in America's shadow, and that we don't become complacent. That we also, because I feel like there has been a backslide. We used to have shows like Desmond's, which was discontinued before I was even born, and we've had Kidulthood. At the moment, the only show I could probably think of is like Chewing Gum, But
you do see black actors. I mean, Adrian Lester is one of the people who's supported your campaign. You do see black actors and actresses in mainstream shows on British TV, don't you? Is it just a case of you think there should be more of them? Is that?
We're not saying that there hasn't been improvements in media in terms of representing different groups, especially black people. But we feel like there can be more, and more can be done rather than just pinpointing certain actors in lead roles in big films. Because there is still a long way to go in terms of...
what you said about misrepresentation.
Yeah, exactly.
And you mentioned stock roles. You're talking about being typecast in a particular role.
Because if you're underrepresented and you have just one token character, so like Clue, actually, in the Skins poster, if you see, we've got Belle playing a like a token white character, and he's replacing. So we had Posh Kenneth, and in that generation of Skins, there was Tomo. And if you have that, then you're not depicting black people outside of stock roles. And if you have misrepresentation, where you have, like, I guess, a lot of black people in a show but you're showing them in a negative way, it's also damaging.
Well, it's really interesting, and it's certainly got people talking. So, Olivia, Francis-Cornibert, thank you, and Shiden, Tekle as well. It's good to see you both.
Thank you.
Right, just quickly to tell you, within the past few minutes, it's been announced that the German Chancellor